What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another Gundam Duel video. Today we have it for you guys is our MF Red White Dragon Tech In build, which is something that I've been playtesting, and I just moved on to another one. Just trying to figure out what cars I like most, and that's one of the reasons why I haven't met a deck profile just yet, is because there's so many tech cars you can technically put in. You can't just do the regular things like you see other deck have, but I do like to try other things. Like, for instance, this one has dragon in it, and I actually do like dragon combo with Maxter is actually pretty cool. A lot of people don't see that coming, and you're pinking for 2 early on, you're giving breach, and dragon is the only special move, the Saisachi command, that can actually give you an activation of a special move without having your opponent have something on the field, which is really nice. So here I'm going second. We are overflowing, drawing 2, and then pitching for 1. Now my boy Roy is playing his blue-white Strike Freedom deck. So you're going to see how we can do against this. I do like, again, when it comes to Dragon, I think Dragon applies a little bit of pressure that early mid-game that a lot of people don't see coming, and allows me to always be able to keep attacking shields because of breach. So I do like dragon in the build. I ended up switching it out recently, which again is one of the hard reasons for me to make a deck profile. Just so many cards. Do I play Bolt Gundam? Do I play Super Shining Mode? Do I play Haow Gundam? Do I tech other cards inside as well? And there are cards outside of MF that have been teched into my deck, and I will be potentially uploading that as well. Some dual videos of that. So it's just something that is really tough for me to find out. So it is turn 3. So I'm going to go ahead and drop my Maxter and just pass. Now I believe I did have the command, but obviously there's no point to rush and burn EX. So you just go ahead and pass and see what goes on with that. So he might have had a blocker, maybe he did, maybe he didn't, but I can't see his hand. So now we're gonna go ahead and just tap for 1, we're gonna draw for 2, and then pitch with overflow. We're gonna pitch, let's see, we'll pitch the command. I think the reason why we did that is because I think we ended up drawing into another one. So go ahead and break the base, see if he had any reaction. He did not, so we will go ahead and tap here. Now I am looking at, unfortunately, was really tough was because we had to move the tables, unfortunately. So now I'm down to 5 shields, so I'm gonna try to keep an eye on that, and we put Gundam Fight up as well. I am trying to get a little bit better at, keeping things the same when we are switching out our rounds, but we had to move tables. So getting the angle right quickly in between rounds was a little bit tricky. And now this was part of our locals, so I had to kind of quickly get everything set up and moved in just right. He has dropped Archangel, and also has dropped the Orb blocker, the 3/4 blocker. So we're gonna now, I think now we're gonna go ahead and do the actual special move, I believe. So let's see what we do here. We're gonna tap for 1 to pitch -2 onto the Orb blocker. Then, so it's only at 1 AP, and I believe we tap for 3 to bring out Dragon. Okay. Again, Dragon is such a good card, because with Dragon specifically, if it hits a shield area card, it does 2 damage to anything that's 3 AP or less, and Maxter does -3 AP. So I decided to go ahead and give that Maxter breach, which is super important, so he can't block. If he does, I'm going to ping it for 2, but I'm going to go ahead and attack for 4. Now I know this was silly, I shouldn't have done it this way, but I realized, oh wait, hold on, I need to tap the base. That's the base is where I get the combo off. So I did tap the base, and Roy was like, hey, don't forget it, make sure you do it correctly. And I'm like, yep, sorry. I wanted to tap the base so I can break the base, because the base gives you the link plus, and now he got that. And then on top of that, swing with Dragon then pings for 2. He didn't know what Dragon did. Dragon again is again, if it hits a shield area, it can ping anything for 2 damage, as long as it's 3 AP or less. And with Maxer giving it minus 2 AP on the swing, it makes it allow me to ping anything for 2 pretty much. Anything 5 AP or less will be pinged for 2. So gives me a little strong opening. Again, with the Gundam base was where my mind was thinking ahead of time, and I'm like, oh wait, I should have broke the base. Why didn't I break the base? He's like, 4, and I'm like, oh, I meant to tap the base. So again, friendly locals allows me to go ahead and tap the base and to make sure I break it through. And that is his hand. He has Amuro, Show of Resolves, but nothing else. So he would have to dig. But again, the breach is where it's going to help me in this scenario, because it's going to be really tough for him to deal with it. But going on forward, I do have a couple different builds. I have a build with Unicorn, I have a build that I have with Haow Gundam, some with Super Mode. I even tried Bolt Gundam. I'm just trying to figure out what I personally like and what's in my area and my meta. It depends on what you are dealing with. On a regional level, I'm not too sure, but I'd say depending on your area, if you have a lot of blockers, maybe Bolt Gundam might be good. So he decided to do the striker pack and do the 2-4, and he then taps for 2. Taps for 1 Amuro Ray, and I think he's gonna try to take out my my base. Let's see what he does. Decisions. I have put a lot of early pressure. He's hit 2 bases, allowing him to really dig into his own shields. So the breach is going to hurt him. So he's trying to figure out what to do here specifically, because this is going to be really annoying to deal with. So we were asking about Archangel. The ruling we were asking about is Archangel. If I decided to swing and destroy, does it protect the ping? And I believe it does, because the way it is worded for Dragon is if it destroys a shield area card. If I destroy the base, it will be able to get the 2 ping, because the base is no longer there. So he decided to hit and swing into the Maxer, and I believe he unforeseen there to lower that, so he doesn't take that much damage. He took 1 damage out of the 4. Alright, so now we are doing the Dragon combo here, which is going to be the breach. I'm going to pitch a Shining Gundam. Now the only reason I'll ever do that is because I have Shining in my hand, so we might have had multiple. So yep, there we go. We're going to do the Shining move. We're going to pitch, and we're going to exile 2 units to give me 1 command back onto the field. Or not the field, back onto my hand. And we're going to do the Cyclone Punch. Now keep in mind, the Cyclone Punch will allow me to minus 2 AP on something and then allow me to ping it. So we're going to do Domo Draw. Then we're going to do a discard. I'm trying to see, do we discard for the special move or not? Or do we just pitch something just because? Right now, I am behind a lot of my videos. I gotta catch up because I actually ran out of space when I did my duels. I did play with a blue-white Epion deck, and I wanted to show you guys. I have 1 round that I'll be able to show you guys, but I don't have multiple. So I need to make space. I need to catch up on my videos. So I did minus 2 AP onto the orb unit, and I'm trying to figure out, do I destroy the base and then breach, or do I not? So I'm trying to decide. We're going to tap the base, and we're going to go ahead and swing in for multiple. We're going to swing in for 7, just in case he had an unforeseen. And he decides to block, so I hit myself with 2. And then when it comes to the Dragon, is going to break, and then once it breaks, I'm going to ping for 2. And I was explaining the reason why I'm pinging for 2, and we were trying to figure out the ruling. This is where specifically we're trying to figure out the ruling, and I'm saying yes because the way Dragon is worded, it pings for 2 after the shield area has been destroyed. So in this case, it would destroy and then ping that for 2. Again, only way it was allowed to happen was because Maxter brought it down to -2 AP, allowing me to actually bring it down to 3. Again, pinging it for 2 and finishing off because he put Armor Ray on there. So that was the reason why. Again, Dragon, super fun. I think these are the times where I think Dragon could put a lot of pressure, specifically for the blue-white blocker deck. I think adding all that breach, allowing them to, oh yeah, if I'm gonna block, I'm also gonna be taking a breach hit. Do I do that or not? You know. And I think this is why I kind of like the Dragon and what it can do. So he decided to do double Show of Resolve, which is crazy to do, to pitch pretty much your whole entire hand. But I think he kept saying, like, I think it's forcing me to draw because I'm not getting stuff that I would like to have seen on my turn now. I would have just drawn 1. Activated 1, but he wanted to activate both of them, so he got a little greedy. So we're gonna see how we can continue to progress here. With that information, tells me I need to push in more and more, because unfortunately he might be able to come back and take out what I have. So we're gonna do the Shining Gundam deploy effect. Exile 2 units, bring back Cyclone Punch, getting back Cyclone Punch to my hand. We're going to go ahead and swing for shield, hitting a riddle, and then I get my resource back. I'm going to swing, tap, just in case unforeseen, hit shield. I'm going to tap for 3, doing Rising Gundam, and then I'm going to tap for 1, getting my unit, and I'm going to force it to be down to the wire. Now he has to deal with 4 units out on the field. One of them is active on purpose so that we can take care of that. And I still had like 4 or 5 cards in hand. And again, this between Roy not getting much on his hand, which honestly his hand is huge. And he got the Banshee Norn here. Effect. So it looks like he's going more with the Banshee Norn Strike Freedom. So he's trying to see if there's a way to take out my field, and I don't believe he has enough. Dragon, unfortunately for him, is 6. We have Shining is 5, and you also have 5 on the Rising. So unless he had unforeseen and he had multiple blues, there's no way that he would be able to take me out, unfortunately. And again, having so many cards on the field, I think he did have 1, 2, 3. He only had 6 cards, so he can only do it twice. So he can hit me for 3 and potentially, but he would have to unforeseen and have a base to hold me over, which unfortunately he only has 1 resource left, so that would not be able to be unforeseen or a base. So he would have to most likely, we were just talking about, is there anything else he has in his hand that can stop me, or if there's anything else, because he had a lot of cards that he drew. But unfortunately, between his drawing of his hands, the shields being mostly base, getting him cards from the shield area back to his hand, from the bases being deployed, the breach, all of that is all playing a factor into how it's being played. And again, the breach, I do find, even though I only did a breach a couple times, or I've been able to force him not to block, really cause that also interaction to bring him down as well. But we are at a standstill because I'm telling him I don't think there is a way. If you were to -1 then -2, I don't believe you have a way specifically, and we were just trying to think it out to see if he had a way to get through all of this. Now mind you, I still have 5 cards out in my shield area. He has not hit the shield area. I do have my base, I believe, still up as well. So something again that he was gonna have to swing and try to see if he can break through, but I don't think there's anything he had in his hand, unfortunately. I believe Roy changed out his deck for our next match, because he did not run Norn, or at least I didn't see Norn before, and he did have a base, but he doesn't have one more resource for unforeseen, and or if he even had the unforeseen. But I think that's it. I think we're pretty much confirming. I don't think there's anything else that he could have potentially do. Again, I have 5 cards in hand, I believe, so there is still probably some trick I can do to at least break the base and then swing with the one active unit Shining Gundam I have. So I think I had a way to win. I think at the end of my duel, I think I ended up showing him my hand. Again, we're just trying to think it out. So I understand this is probably pretty boring, but I'm just trying to see if there's anything else he couldn't do. Because I'd rather you not give up and actually play. And as you see here, I do have a Dragon Shining Super Mode, a Master Gundam with the ping, with the Darkness Finger, and then I think he did have a blocker, so I would be able to Darkness Finger it, and then had Armor Array, but it doesn't gain any benefit with the Gundam right now, and I do have a base coming up, and I was just showing like, okay, I think I had a pilot or something coming up to protect me, and my next few hands was going to be good to hold him off just for a bit. Again, between him having all those shields, having bases, getting those cards to his hand, and then on top of that, the breach, not blocking because of the breach causing issues. I think all of that is going to make him unfortunately lose this round. And without further ado, just to give you guys a little spoiler, there's nothing that we can do here, unfortunately. So I will be pretty much ending the video. We did, again, we were just talking out if there was anything he could have done, because again, I don't like to lose. I hate to that happen. But there's the draw. There's the demo for the link to again do the super mode. But I would always like to think it out. If this is it, all right, well, let's try it. Let's see what we can get through and kind of work things together. But unfortunately, that could not have happened for Roy. So we ended up winning the blue-white Strike Freedom deck. So that is pretty much it. I'll catch you guys in our next video. I do have a blue-white Epion deck that I played with Roy before, so that can also be some fun as well. And I do have a video of that I want to show you guys, and a deck profile that I think is actually pretty fun and actually interesting that I brought to the locals, and did pretty good. But I'll catch you guys in our next video. Peace.